wanted to make a little video about how I built this outdoor workbench, kind of everything that went into it. I've had this for about 2.5 years now, and it's been really great. And so if you do some woodworking, but your space is really limited, maybe you don't have like a nice workshop and you need to do a lot of your work outside, but you're worried about how to make a workbench, I thought this might be helpful. So I'm going to go through some of the details and kind of the decisions I made and why I think if you're a woodworker, a workbench like this could be really handy. So the workbench is inspired by those Roubo style workbenches that you may have seen. It usually here you'd have a big leg vise, but obviously I can't put a vise outdoors because all the metal hardware would get damaged and corroded over time. So if I want to do some planing on the edge of a board, I have this wedge hook kind of thing called a croquet. And I have a little sliding dead man here with a dowel. It just has some holes in it so I can position the dowel in different areas. There's a groove in the top and the bottom of these boards so I can move this wherever I need. And then I can take a board and lay it into the wedge like that. This board is a little thin, so I basically just move this dowel to one of these pre-cut holes up here to support the board, and then I can put it in like that. And it's the perfect holding solution for, oh, my blade is too deep in this, so I'm not gonna get a good cut, but you can kind of see the idea. So that's kind of how I work the edge of boards. This also works great if you have a longer board that you want to work the face of. You can combine this with a clamp, or I guess work the top edge if you need to cut some dovetails or something. This can work really well for that. The bench top is just made of pressure treated 2x4s that I laid on end. It's about 4 feet wide by maybe 30 inches. And so I just cut a bunch of these 2x4s, and these are connected with liquid nails, like or you know, whatever that exterior construction adhesive that you want to use. And then I just screwed, you know, like 2-inch screws or whatever, a whole bunch of times. And so basically connected these in sets of 2 like that, and then kind of consecutively would apply some construction adhesive, screw on another board, and then continue that all the way down. And it's been 3 years almost, and I haven't had any damage or any, like, none of these are coming apart. Once I got it all kind of connected, I took the plane, put a scrub blade in it, and flattened the top. Every once in a while, when these get really dinged up, or when I accidentally cut into it with a circular saw, I'll come back and surface it. And it looks, you know, looks brand new when I do that. Let's see, what else here? The top has some dog holes in it so that, you know, if I want to work the face of a board, or do some router stuff, if I'm using a router, I can put different accessories in these dog holes, whether it's a hold fast or whatever, and basically lock things down. So those come in handy. They do get filled up with gunk sometimes, so that's always a tricky problem. Maybe you have some ideas about how to prevent that. And then there's a shelf, pretty simple. If you're working all day and you've gathered a bunch of tools, you need them to go away, you can just put everything down there. Another cool feature that I wanted to show you is that so here's my table saw. Whenever I need to use my table saw, I have to take it out of that shed and bring it over here. And I built the bench to be the exact same height, a little bit lower, as my table saw, so that if I'm cutting a big piece of plywood or something, this works as like a perfect outfeed table. I mean, I've done pretty big operations on like 10-foot boards before for different projects, and I can just push them that way. Perfect outfeed table. And so it works really well for that too. So if you're an outdoor woodworker and looking for a workbench solution. I remember going through that process. I didn't find a lot of help, so figured I'd make this video. Let me know if it's helpful. Let me know if you have any other ideas for how to make a solution like this a little bit better.